Well, one of the things that we need to do before we replace this definitely worn and now damaged gasket is we need to remove this metal flange plate here and clean up the remaining gasket material, because that's not something we did last time. Remember, I had to drill one of the screws out down there. So this one's only going to have 3 out of 4, which I suppose is a better ratio than 2 out of 3. But this needs to get cleaned up. Alright, got the metal flange all cleaned up, much as it's going to get cleaned up anyway. Doesn't need to be perfect, because that's what the gasket material's for. Let's go ahead and get that back on, in the hopes that we will have some gasket material coming up here very soon that we can apply to it. It's tight. It's in good shape. Now we're ready to put a new gasket on. Well, now since I have Thomas here at Mini Meat, or maybe we should call it Mini Meat, because there's not going to be a whole lot we're doing.
Continuation of Mini Meat number 6.
We've got new gasket, old gasket. All right, and this is what we use here, is this super weather strip adhesive. And what you do is you glob some on, and then you have to let it sit for about 10 minutes to get tacky. And then you squeeze everything together. So I just go and just kind of put some across here, and I'll kind of fiddle with it a little bit with my finger, spread it out. I want to get some in the groove as much as I can to be sure, because here's the groove that it's really going to try to stick to, getting you the best outer seal. Of course, I still want to get some on here as well. So I will spread this a bit.
Whew, stuff smells like...
Yeah, it smells.
It smells like paint.
Yeah, it smells. And you let this sit up, the directions say, for about 10 minutes. Then go ahead and just put it on. And that's it.
If you hear us start giggling and laughing, you know
Yeah.
what's going on with us.
We've gotten the funny gas. There we go. So you really can't put too much on. It's kind of hard to put too much on. It's good. All right. I think we're in pretty good shape here. This obviously will spread out a bit once we squash it back on. But we are ready to go. I'll take this off just so you can get a better view, I suppose, although it's not that necessary. And he's got a cleaned up, and I suppose you could call it partially rebuilt, D4. And then we need to do some measurements with it. But in doing some pre-measurements with it, with some airflow and suction, this came up to probably 98% of what my D4Cs end up doing, even with this bad gasket in it.
Mine has the older spotter in it, though.
Yeah, it does.
Yours has...
Yeah, I got one with the old one and one with the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, you know, you do have some manufacturing variances. All right, let's go ahead and apply the material here.
Filled with gas later.
Get her in there. And then we'll put the bowl on there, and that will squeeze it real tight, and it'll set up after a while. Let me see here. Let me get a little towel. That stuff comes off pretty easy. You got a little over squirt, a little squeeze out. All right, there we go. Isn't that nice? Get it back together. Yep, ta-da! We can run a quick suction and airflow test. Alrighty.
Continuation of mini meat number 6.
Right now we're going to do some airflow and suction tests. We got the new gasket on, and of course we cleaned up all the fans a couple of weeks ago, so let's see what it does. Thomas, take 3327 and then multiply it times 0.026099 and tell me what you get.
86.8.
Fantastic, 87. I think that exactly matches mine. Yeah, my 1997. So I mean that's dead on. That's fantastic. Now he wanted me to also take the exhaust cap off because I think that increases the airflow a bit. So let's try that. See what happens. Have a match. Okay, we have an increase to 3484 times 0.026099.
90.9, 91 CFM. So
okay.
It's the same as my D3.
There you go. There. All right, fantastic. So it's doing exactly what it should. Now let's go ahead and test the suction. Put the cap back on. And the wind down is good too, so he doesn't have any bearing issues with this. See, I think we can see that. All right, here we go. $58. Yep, close enough. So 58 inches of water lift. You want me to do it with the cap off?
Well, yes.
All right, I'll take the cap off. I don't know what that'll do for suction. I don't memorize that too much. Okay, so we were at 58. Let's see if it makes a difference. Not exactly the same, so 58.
How you doing?
Fantastic. All right, so this one's ready to go.
Am I starting or you?
You're starting it. You're there. You're the man behind the vacuum.
Anywho.
Yeah.
I've never ran his DC80 before. This is the only vacuum I believe I have not tried, besides his Hoover SteamVac. That's up next.
Yeah.
So we'll give this a shot and see how she runs.
Yeah. It runs.
This is so much lighter than modern Kirby's.
Oh yeah, sure it is.
Look at that.
Yeah. So, no, it hasn't been rebuilt yet. So Thomas just wanted to get the old DS80 out because he hadn't run it yet.
It has a classic vacuum smell to it. It smells like a very old vacuum.
Well, hopefully it doesn't smell that bad. I did go and wash the bag, but you know what? I haven't I haven't gone and cleaned and tested everything else. So I'm sure when I get into the motor, there's going to be some classic vacuum gunk in it somewhere. I think I'm the only one to ever use this in any of my videos. So Thomas says, I want to use the SteamVac. So here we go. You know the brushes are scrubbing. go. So hey, check the underneath of the carpet. Let's see how wet or dry it may be. So you did your dry pass and all that, but you didn't do the heavy. Whoops!
Sorry.
You didn't do the heavy clean surge or anything.
Nope.
That is.
This is.
The concrete is bone dry. How is the backing?
It's maybe a couple of spots are a smidge damp.
Yeah, minimal.
Very minimal. You could walk on this and your socks wouldn't even get wet.
Yep.
This side, ever so slightly damp, depending on how high your humidity is. I would say this would dry in probably 2 hours.
Yeah.
Hour or two.
Yep.
And it smells very nice.
Yeah. Smells like Hoover. Smells like green Hoover. Because that's what you got to work with, is that solution. Fantastic. Now I think you've run all my machines that you've cared to run.
Yep.
One way or another. Well, let's take a look at what we picked up with the lab carpet.
But if anything, barely anything.
Yeah, just like gray water. Nothing special, really.
Nothing to be like,
Oh no!
way goes.
Yeehaw.